the sport truck. New Mitsubishi Triton.
Drive at Earth, Mitsubishi Motors.
Oryx is driving business in Asia through leases, investments, real estate development, energy businesses, and more. Making business more dynamic and fast-paced than ever. Oryx.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is Tokyo Skytree. Be awestruck by the panoramic view. There are so many other fun things to do after you've enjoyed the view. Ladies and gentlemen, let's go, let's enjoy. This is Tokyo Skytree.
Making better living with functional labels and films. Connecting dreams throughout the world with our unique technology. Linking your dreams now from Japan to the world. For adhesive products, we are Lintec.
Welcome to Channel Japan. I'm Mai Demizu.
And I'm Makiko Tsuda.
Every week, we bring you the freshest information out of Japan from a studio here in Tokyo.
From the economy to culture and even foods, if you want to find out what's happening in Japan right now, this is where you'll find it.
And these are topics for today. From World Business Satellite, an entirely new scheme to develop products.
Also from World Business Satellite, a future where anyone can become a car maker.
From Takumi, a report on artificial joints.
And in Dreamweavers, the 7 prefectures of Kyushu band together to set up a global pancake brand.
So let's get started. First, we have a report from TV Tokyo's World Business Satellite.
Yes, and we'll be looking at a completely new way of developing products.
Well, a new way of making products sounds intriguing. So what exactly do you mean?
Well, as you know, there are many small companies in Japan that boast unique technical capabilities, but at the same time, they often lack the know-how or design expertise to make products that can actually sell.
So it would be unfortunate if great techniques and technology don't see the light of day because of that.
Exactly, and so a brand new cloud sourcing service has been developed to connect such companies to people with various skills and ideas and concepts.
Oh, that sounds very interesting, and I'm sure that's very helpful, especially for small companies that don't have financial resources.
You're right, yes, and another big feature of this service is that the entire process of planning, design and development to production is carried out by people registered to the service.
So how many people are actually there?
They say about 10,000 so-called creators with various backgrounds and skills. And so, for example, engineers and product development managers of major electronic makers and industrial designers, researchers and other professionals.
Well, why are these top-notch people want to join that service?
That's a good question, and many are said to feel that they can't pursue the type of manufacturing they envision within a big company because of the organizational or logistical constraints, and also they want to make things freely without limits, and this cloud service is seen as an opportunity to do just that.
So I imagine if these professionals from various fields take part, there's a good chance that they can come up with unique products.
I think you're right, and we have a report on how such products are being developed through the service, so take a look.
In early February, an exhibition showcasing gift-type products was held in Tokyo. At one booth, visitors were stopping to admire a certain product.
It's beautiful. It's wonderful.
On display was a metallic sake cup. Made of a special metal called cobalt chromium alloy, it's one of a kind. Holding it at an angle, the light reflects off the surface, much like a mirror. And they say it's as brilliant as platinum or silver. The price is about 170,000 yen. Put on the market in June last year, it caused a buzz, and half of the 50 limited production cups were snapped up.
A cup made of this kind of metal is sure to become a topic of conversation among customers.
The cup is made by a company in Kamaishi, Iwate Prefecture, where the scars of the earthquake and tsunami 5 years ago are still visible. M-Tech is engaged in metal processing. This is the president, Masaru Kubo. He pushed the company to take on the challenge of making not components on contract, but a product for general use.
I was happy that we somehow managed to create our own product.
The cobalt chromium alloy used for the cup is said to have a low probability of causing metal allergies and used as a material for artificial joints and medical scissors. It's also nearly 4 times as hard as stainless steel, and molding it had been considered difficult. But applying technologies accumulated during more than 30 years, they succeeded in creating a cup. However, they were complete novices in the field of design. So they decided to rely on outside knowledge.
Without ACE, we wouldn't have been able to make our own product. We're very grateful.
The company that played a key role in commercializing a cup made by a small outfit in Kamaishi is based in Tokyo. ACE is an entrepreneurial venture. They say they solicited designs for the cup using a certain unique scheme.
Based on our theme, for which a manufacturer is inviting ideas, our 10,000 community members, made up of creators, submit product concepts.
3 years ago, ACE set up a website called WeMake. The company began inviting ideas from the 10,000 registered creators with the promise of monetary rewards.
We wanted to work with manufacturers who have the ability to make good products but are struggling to turn them into businesses and do product development together.
When he was a student, Mr. Yamada participated in the Birdman contest. As part of that, he got to know many people working at small manufacturers and wanted to find some way to help them. Among the website registrants are former designers of car makers and ex-employees of IT firms.
Hello.
On this day, one of the registered designers comes for a visit.
I still think we need to nail down the measurements.
He's a designer whose idea was selected for a certain project and has come to discuss how to commercialize the product. He actually works at a manufacturer of industrial products.
Usually, I just add designs to products with specifications that are basically set. I enjoy doing this because I can get really involved, even, for example, figuring out what to do with an e-commerce site.
Unlike working at a company, he says there's a joy that comes from actually creating something. The remuneration system for people whose ideas are selected was also a big factor. For example, if the total remuneration is 1 million yen, half that amount, 500,000 yen, is paid out to the person who submitted the winning design. The remainder is distributed to others helping to commercialize the product based on their contributions. The person who comes up with the final product name gets 30,000 yen. And those who suggest improvements to a product are paid 7,000 yen.
The main characteristic is that people can choose how to contribute based on their own skills and expertise. The hurdle for participation is extremely low.
Mr. Yamada visits a company that requested help in product development. It's a group firm of OG Paper. The purpose is to finalize the details with the manager overseeing product development.
We can keep this as it is, or customers can punch them out. Either way, it's better to leave it. But it's also not a problem to punch them out and send it.
The new product is made from reinforced corrugated cardboard called Hypolace. It's lightweight and tough and commands a big market share in the transport of precision equipment. But not knowing how to turn it into a consumer product, the company called on ACE.
Its use as a packing material was becoming difficult as a market. So we wanted to find another way to use it.
The new product is designed to show off the corrugation. It's actually a method considered taboo in the industry.
There's a standard way of doing things in this industry, so we might not see certain aspects. It was a fresh and surprising idea.
And several weeks later at a hotel in Tokyo, the new product was unveiled at a small exhibition. What they came up with was a simple display shelf.
How was it used? It's storage to show, so rather than putting lots of paperbacks on it, you could put records. Do you have any ideas? I live alone and my shoes closet is small, so this might be good for lining up my shoes without taking up space.
For cardboard, the price is a bit high at around 7,000 yen, but customers appear interested. Mr. Yamada of ACE believes there's demand for a new style of manufacturing now.
I've been told that manufacturers have lots of intellectual property that they haven't been able to monetize. I think we're coming into an age in which it's becoming more realistic to work with regular people on ideas to monetize products.
Japanese SMEs with world-class technology, quality, and reliability. Innovative online matching site for finding business partners you can trust. J-Good Tech, your solution is here.
Nikko, one of Japan's leading tourist destinations. Here, you will be charmed by nature's bounty and will enjoy the beautiful scenery. You will also experience Japanese history at World Heritage temples and shrines. Nikko and Kinugawa, as well as the historic hot springs, are charming. Asakusa is easily accessible from the airport. It takes 2 hours from Asakusa to reach Nikko and Kinugawa via the Spacia Limited Express. Let's go to Nikko!
At SMBC, we're growing with Asia, and we've made a commitment to this community that is giving us so much. Whether financing infrastructure projects or delivering customized services to our many clients, we will continue to serve Asia with speed and efficiency. Rising with Asia, SMBC, Sumitomo Mitsui Banking Corporation.
Tsuda-san, what's next?
Yes, next we'll be looking at the future of cars.
Cars. Well, we've been hearing a lot lately about driverless cars that will take you to your destination without you actually driving the vehicle.
We have, haven't we? And many car makers in Japan are aiming to commercialize such vehicles by 2020 when the Tokyo Olympic and Paralympic Games will be held. But this time we'll be looking at how cars might be made in the future. But let me ask you, do you drive?
Well, I have a license, but I'm not a good driver, unfortunately.
I don't drive that often either. But what if you were able to ride a car that you designed yourself on regular roads?
Well, that would be interesting. I would like to drive that, yeah.
It would, wouldn't it? And there are actually moves to apply Japanese manufacturing technologies to car making to bring that closer to reality. So take a look.
Uji, Kyoto. Passing under a Torii Gate is an electric car. It's a two-seater sports car called Tommy Kaida ZZ. It can accelerate from 0 to 100 kilometers per hour in just 3.9 seconds. Priced at around 8 million yen, the car sold out immediately after orders could be placed. The company that made it is a 6-year-old entrepreneurial venture called GLM.
After branding it as a niche car, we want to start thinking about a business of providing the body to other companies.
He says selling sports cars isn't the company's true business. The answer is found at GLM's factory. Inside is a car without a body. It's called a platform. The platform is composed of several thousand high-quality parts, primarily made in Japan.
Are their parts difficult to attach? We put together standardized parts, so it's similar to building a plastic toy model.
The strength and performance of the platform is such that it can be driven on roads as it is. With the exception of racing cars, they say this type of build is quite rare. At the same time,
good feeling. Wonderful.
The body is made of a lightweight material, so it can be taken off and put on by a couple of adults. This is the secret sauce of the business.
It will be possible to just buy the platform part and make and design your own car and body. Anyone can become a car maker. That's the age we're heading into.
An age when anyone can become a car maker. Selling that scheme is GLM's true business. Mid-January, GLM's research facility. During our interview, Mr. Koma gets a call. The caller is...
I've been drawing sketches from before.
A Japanese designer who works at a certain car company. He purchased a GLM platform and is working on making his own car.
I'm thinking electric car of the future. So I designed it with a smooth surface. That's nice. I haven't designed the lights, but can you make something that's not mass-produced? It won't cost that much to design just the outside cover. So I'll introduce you to a company that can do that.
This car will clearly be different from Tommy Kaida, but it can be made using GLM's platform. In fact, the size of the platform itself can be adjusted as well.
What is the significance of this platform scheme? There's a lot of freedom in terms of design. I think it would be fun if cars can be built by people who have ideas, but never thought that they could make one.
In the afternoon, Mr. Koma changes into a business suit. He goes out to meet a group from Chinese smartphone game maker Yozu Interactive. Leading this fast-growing IT firm is CEO Lin Qi. GLM is making a sales pitch to get this company to buy its platform.
We're hoping to partner with you so that you can use our platform and put your company's design on it.
They give the visitors a special peek at a car under development to make the point that they can offer various types of cars. This is a gull-wing type with doors that open up.
With seats in the rear, it can carry 4 people. There's also space between the roof and your head.
Mr. Lin also gets into the car.
The seats feel completely like a racing car.
After several hours of negotiations,
we want to build a world in which car insurance services and parking services are all connected and unified over the internet.
they reach an agreement to promote the platform in China.
With Japanese technology as the foundation, if we promote this in the China market, I believe we can build a big automobile brand. Especially in emerging markets, various players are trying to enter the car industry. By providing our platform in these markets, we can grow opportunities for Japanese technologies around the world. Capturing these markets is what our platform business is all about.
With car making undergoing such big changes, what are major manufacturers doing? A motorcycle-type vehicle arrives. This is Toyota's three-wheeled electric vehicle, iRoad. Not yet on sale, it's being rented out to testers to get feedback. It's uniquely designed to adjust the wheels when turning into corners. The testers check more than the ease of use. Ichiro Arai is one of the testers.
It's customized. I built a part called a front panel, which I attached. When I first ordered the bike, I said I wanted something with a wood-type grain and neon colored.
They are free to add parts to the bike. The parts are made at a 3D printing factory partnered with entrepreneurial venture Kabuku. The only thing the testers need to do is to put down their ideas and color requests on a piece of paper. Based on that, freelance designers registered to a website called Lancers create 3D data. Toyota is getting help from an entrepreneurial venture to test out a new style of manufacturing. After using it for a month, Mr. Arai is returning iRoad on this day.
Thanks for everything. Is it different when you get to customize the bike? You get attached to it. I was constantly cleaning the added parts.
They say testers have asked that more parts be made customizable. This initiative is being overseen by the Toyota Future Project Office. What's their ultimate goal?
We're aware that under the conventional way of designing cars and delivering products, we can't respond to big changes. So, We want to incorporate a wide range of new ideas beyond just conventional car knowledge.
And after the break, we bring on a new episode of Takumi.
Mitsui & Company.
Spring in Japan. Lovely views. Heartwarming flavors. And exhilarating experiences. Discover the best Japan has to offer right here in central Japan this spring. Nagoya Railroad Group.
Potenza.
You're watching Channel Japan. Next is a segment called Takumi from Science View, a program produced by NHK.
Takumi literally means artisan in Japanese, and it's a word often used to describe craftsmen with exceptional skills.
So who's our Takumi today?
Yes, today we'll be looking at how vitamin E and propeller processing technology helped extend the lifespan of a certain something.
Wow, is that a riddle? So that being?
That being this. It's an artificial joint.
Artificial joint? I know there are demand to help people suffering from knee or joint pain.
Yes, that's right. And artificial joints are primarily made from metals, ceramics and polyethylene, and used by mainly elderly people. And it's said that in Japan, 80% of people 60 years old and above have joint pain.
Wow, that's a big number. So I'm sure artificial joints are a big help for people who have difficulty walking or doing other daily activities.
Yes, and what does vitamin E and propeller processing technology have to do with artificial joints? Take a look.
Hi, I'm in Okayama City, Okayama Prefecture. Today we'll meet a Takumi, an innovator who dramatically improved a certain something that helps people to walk. Let's go meet him.
Hello, nice to meet you.
Hello.
This is our Takumi, Keitaro Yamamoto. Here is his invention. Can you guess what it is? It's actually an artificial knee joint that, when implanted in a person's knee, helps them to walk. Japan is a rapidly aging society, and it is estimated to have over 10 million aged people suffering knee pain. This is an X-ray of a patient with osteoarthritis of the knee. As the knee cartilage wears down with age, the knee bones rub against each other. This causes pain and can make walking difficult. That's where artificial knee joints come in. Polyethylene acting as cartilage is inserted in between metal plates that act as bones. In many cases, people who receive these joints become able to walk pain-free. 150,000 people a year are undergoing the operation in Japan alone. But until now, artificial knee joints have had a major problem. The polyethylene cartilage wears out after long-term use. One cause is oxidation. The polyethylene's molecular structure is severed by reactive oxygen species, fat and the like, and the polyethylene itself becomes damaged. Just as Takumi was trying to find a way of preventing this oxidation, a Kyoto University academic came to him with an idea. To mix vitamin E into the polyethylene. Vitamin E has the ability to absorb reactive oxygen species, so that Takumi thought it might prevent polyethylene from wearing down.
The white plate is a regular polyethylene one, and the yellow plate is the newly developed one.
The vitamin E in the new polyethylene plate makes it a yellow color. The Takumi used a simulator to calculate the right amount of vitamin E to use, and the plate underwent repeated friction testing equivalent to 10 years' worth of walking. The resulting vitamin E enhanced polyethylene plate can last roughly 25 years. But there was a second issue with conventional artificial knees that needed tackling: the friction caused when moving the joint. Such friction is another major cause of polyethylene wear. And here, another unexpected item came to the rescue. That is one big propeller. Why are we looking at it?
Our parent company makes propellers here at this plant. Propellers and artificial joints have the same need for smooth metal surfaces. So we used that same know-how to expand into the artificial joint business.
A ship's propeller must be polished to 1/100th of a millimeter precision so that it can cut through the water. The Takumi believed he could reduce polyethylene damage by polishing the metal plates of the joint to reduce friction. The polishing is done by hand by experienced polishers. While observing the optical reflection, they check carefully for any distortions or blemishes. The result is an ultra-high precision polish derived from techniques used on propellers. The plate surface could double as a mirror. A long-lasting artificial knee joint is born thanks to vitamin E and propeller know-how. Each day, close to 100 of the Takumi's artificial knee joints are shipped to patients in need around Japan.
Ship propellers work only when they are basically invisible to us, under the water. Artificial joints also start their work when they're invisible, just after they're implanted in people's bodies. I'm not sure if you can call them unsung heroes exactly, but I do hope that they can be of help to people in their own way.
Nakajima Medical Supply, which developed the technology, prides itself on thinking flexibly and its willingness to take on new challenges. So I think that's part of the reason why they were able to come up with something new.
And after the break, we have an episode of Dream Weavers.
When was the first time I came here? Rich in nature and water, this is the land of clear waters. Nurtured by such clear waters are a history and traditions passed down to this day. And countless sophisticated products. The bliss of Gifu cuisine gifted by its clear waters. The land of clear waters enthralls me every time I visit. Come and feel Gifu.
Do you remember the day we met?
Of course. Between us, only cherry blossoms in full bloom.
I never thought we'd meet again.
Me too. Wonderful. The cherry blossom showed me
The way back to you. Smiles ahead, Seibu Group.
Man, look at all these cars.
Hey, have you heard, by the way? The Japanese company Kobelco is working to make the world's cars lighter.
So what does that mean?
Kobelco is using aluminum and steel technologies to make car parts and bodies lighter around the world.
Ah, Japanese technology. The country of karate. Ha! Ha! Ha!
Why do we always do that?
I don't know.
The talk of the world. Kobelco.
ベトナムに対してワクチンの技術援助をするとか、我々の技術を出せばですね、救われる人たちがたくさんいる。でもう一つは非常に少ない疾病の患者さんたちのための開発をやっています。いかにしたら未だ治らない病気の治療薬ができるかっていう、そこにみんなの気持ちが大体集まってます。
You're watching Channel Japan. Next up is Dreamweavers, in which we introduce the technologies and techniques of small Japanese companies.
And this time we bring you the latter half of our two-part series on Kyushu pancakes, a regional brand developed by 7 prefectures in Kyushu in the southern part of Japan.
Well, I know they're made not just with flour, but also contains black rice, sticky millets, and other like rice and grains from various prefectures in Kyushu, and that they were originally developed by a second-generation sushi shop owner in Miyazaki.
That's right, and Koji Muraoka, who's the president of a sushi shop called Ippei, started out selling used clothes in his 20s, but after his business failed, he reluctantly went to train and work under his father at the family sushi shop. But then his father passed away.
And I know the business faced troubled time.
That's right, and soon afterwards an infectious disease spread among pigs and cows, mainly in the southern part of Miyazaki Prefecture, and the local livestock industry, as well as the tourism and restaurant industry, all were severely affected.
You're talking about the outbreak of hoof and mouth disease.
Yes.
And I hear it wasn't just Miyazaki, but the whole entire Kyushu region that suffered big economic losses.
Yes, it certainly did. And facing this difficult situation, Mr. Muraoka felt he had to somehow get people to visit Miyazaki and Kyushu and to re-energize the local farming industry, which was in decline. And that's when he set his sights on the pancake boom at the time. And visiting him is a creative director named Azami, so take a look.
Taiwan in recent years has seen the emergence of a thriving confectionery and snack culture. And there's one shop here that's whetting the appetites of locals with a sweet tooth. It's actually a pancake cafe where seats are booked a month in advance. Looking at their menu, what's this? This is Taiwan, but Kyushu pancakes?
I came here before and it was delicious, so I'm back. It's really soft, but not powdery.
Kyushu pancakes entered this market from Japan in 2015. The secret to their popularity is the fluffy and chewy dough. Pancakes are typically made with flour, but these use select rice and grains from various prefectures in Kyushu. Behind it all is a grand dream of restoring the many farms that are slowly dying out across the region. The idea for the pancakes didn't come from a famous pastry chef. Rather, it originated at a small company based in a small shopping arcade in Miyazaki Prefecture. Miyazaki City lies in the southeastern part of Kyushu. Operating 10 eateries in and around the main shopping arcade here and generating 700 million yen in annual sales is a company called Ippei. Overseeing operations is the president Koji Muraoka. Miyazaki Airport. Arriving is the creator, Azami. Azami is a creative director, supervising window art and sales floor design at Isetan and Mitsukoshi department stores. They visit a big supporter of Mr. Muraoka, a rice seller called Kodama that deals in rice from across Kyushu. The rice and grains from producers in 7 prefectures converge here. Mr. Kodama has long-standing relationships with specialty farms in Kyushu and is an expert in the field of rice distribution. He oversees quality control and supply. This is sticky millet from Nagasaki, in addition to black rice from Kumamoto and red rice from Fukuoka. The grains and rice are blended following extremely precise measurements. The taste of Kyushu pancakes is finalized by this flour mill. To draw out the aroma, they go one step further and roast the ingredients. During the early development stage, Mr. Muraoka worked together with the researchers here, cooking dozens of pancakes a day to nail down the best combination of grains. The origin of such Kyushu pancakes is found at Mr. Muraoka's childhood home.
This is my family's sushi shop. Ippei? A sushi shop? What do you mean? This is the origin of our company.
Ippei Sushi was founded in 1966. Mr. Muraoka's father, Shoji Muraoka, started the business in a 16 square meter space with just counter seats. Wanting to offer healthy sushi, he came up with the lettuce roll. Initially considered a strange dish, it's now become a specialty of Miyazaki. But Mr. Muraoka resisted taking after his father. When he turned 18, he went to study in the United States. After returning to Japan, he set up a used clothes shop at 21, but that failed at 28. He returned to his father with his head down and became an apprentice at the sushi shop. From his early 30s, Mr. Muraoka worked as a sushi chef in the kitchen with his father. There, he learned about the wide variety of ingredients produced in his hometown of Miyazaki. But around that time, his father fell ill and passed away. Mr. Muraoka felt a sense of crisis. Unless he did something, the tastes his father created would die out. What's more, it was an age when standalone shops were in decline nationwide. So Mr. Muraoka left the sushi shop under the care of colleagues and tried his hand in the restaurant industry. At a local shopping arcade, he found a vacant property and opened a cafe and bar. It became the hangout place for young people in the area. But a crisis like never before struck Miyazaki. In the spring of 2010, there was an outbreak of an infectious disease among livestock, such as pigs and cows, foot and hoof disease. To prevent it from spreading further, movement within the prefecture was restricted, wreaking havoc not only on the livestock industry, but also the tourism and restaurant industries. It was then that Mr. Muraoka realized that focusing only on Miyazaki was detrimental. So he began envisioning a business encompassing the entire Kyushu region. Amid this, he noticed a brewing pancake boom, mainly among young people. And he hit on the idea of using the tasty rice of Kyushu that he had become familiar with at his sushi shop to create a product with a chewy texture.
We have to properly market the Kyushu brand and become one of the highlights by building a business that draws people to Miyazaki. If they ask, why did we come up with Kyushu pancakes? We can tell them the origin was actually lettuce rolls. Ultimately, I want them to come here and taste what my father created.
There are now 13 establishments nationwide that serve Kyushu pancakes. Azami gets a taste of how passionate Mr. Muraoka is about his mission. He decides to create art using food to cheer on Ippei.
He's experienced many things. He started with a sushi shop called Ippei and then left for America. He came back and started a business. He said that he failed, but he pulled himself up from that point and is now making something new called Kyushu pancakes. You can see his struggles throughout, but in the pancakes, all you see are not struggles, but smiles. So I'm thinking of putting that sort of timeline in the artwork.
This is the Kyushu Pancake Cafe in Miyazaki. The creator, Azami, is thinking of cheering on the staff members here using food art. He first calms his mind before he starts working. Getting the staff members to also help, he cooks up pancakes, big and small. Arranging them in a circle like a Buddhist mandala is Azami's idea. From children to the elderly, customers start arriving.
It's interesting. I'm excited to see how it will turn out.
The staff members of Ippei also add surprising and fun features one after another.
This is fun. It continues to get more colorful.
And 2 hours later,
it's done. The title is The Smile of the Sun.
Azami presents The Smile of the Sun.
This image that looks like a sun and the rays that spread out from it. This is to give thanks to the sun. Inside the circle are the hopes and dreams of the producers.
It is beaming with happiness. In the center are pancake wraps, filled with chili sauce flavored chicken. They're actually tied with pickled dried gourd that's been part of the repertoire of Ippei Sushi Shop. Surrounding the piece are lettuce leaves and potato salad. Could they be lettuce wraps?
Okay, let's eat.
This food art involves eating and finishing all of it. As everyone stuffs themselves on pancakes, smiles naturally appear on their faces.
It's pickled gourd. Pickled gourd. Delicious. It's so good. So chewy. You can give this to children without worrying about the ingredients.
We're finished eating. The mandala art is complete.
Mr. Muraoka is moved beyond words.
When you're frying pancakes, a smile naturally comes across your face. It's fun. That picture comes to my mind as I look at this. It's truly wonderful art. Thank you.
Crossing generations, pancakes bring happiness to those around. Singapore. Mr. Muraoka is taking on a new challenge. His next target overseas after Taiwan. Partnering with a local firm, he's preparing to open a Kyushu pancake cafe in the summer. He wants to promote Kyushu around the world.
Kyushu is still seen as the place of ramen or volcanoes. But what about confectionaries? We're still not there. If Kyushu pancakes become famous, then people might see Kyushu as a vast and bountiful farmland.
A Kyushu pancake project that started in a shopping arcade in Kyushu. By continuing to dream, even a small circle can become as big as the sun.
Very interesting. So his goal of going out into the world as a united Kyushu appears to be gradually moving forward in Taiwan and Singapore.
It is, isn't it? And Kyushu pancakes are now sold through 550 shops in Japan, of course, as well as overseas.
So the possibility of these rice and grains expand by not just selling them as they are, but also by grinding and combining them to make a different product. And that brings us to the end of this edition of Channel Japan. We have much more in store for you, so join us again next week.